Clear to release.
Vehicle released, vehicle released. ROV is clear of the stern, clear of the stern.
Roger. This is an audio slate for dive H1932. Zulu time is 070200 mark.
Stop 50, you ready for control?
Ready for control.
You got it.
Copy. Was there a consensus for waypoint 1? Suppose we'll find out. Are we starting at waypoint 1? Okay. What?
Yeah, I think waypoint 1's probably the
Were
where
you
we'll
muted?
start. I was talking to someone else.
Uh-huh.
I heard we're going to do a lot of sampling on this dive, so I'm just getting warmed up.
Right, you got to exercise the arms.
I'm not sure much is going to beat that coral, or that sponge you did earlier today. That was pretty impressive.
Okay.
Okay, let's go for 30. Tether looks happy.
Look at this blue water chocolate we got.
Mhm. That's looking good.
So we're going west. All right. Just figuring out which way we're going. West.
I said with a touch of south.
Sure. Westish.
Yes.
That's actually pretty good because then the ship will just drift backwards, I guess. Should be all right for them. Do I need to catch up? Where am I at here?
Okay.
Yeah, let's keep an eye. I'm not too worried about it for this dive because it's only like 2,500 meters, but the weather is a little bigger, so. But I don't think we even got really. What do we see? Like 10,000 or so, 11,000 maybe in the last dive. It was not even, I don't think we hit our warning level at all, which was pretty good to see for, wasn't no weather, but when we were down pretty deep, so. Means Atalant is doing its job. Okay. 12 maxes. Okay. Yeah, those are the max, the peaks of that hour. So yeah, that's pretty good for 30 minutes.
Yeah, this definitely doesn't look as, I mean, you still have a lot of action, but not as much like how we had at the last dive. All right then, so aloha mai kako. Good evening, morning, afternoon to all of our viewers out there who's spending time with us. I want to go through some quick introductions as we start this dive. You are talking to your muted crew that have officially unmuted ourselves. So today for our introduction, short and sweet. And speaking of sweet, could you please share your favorite dessert along with your introduction? I'm going to start with Rob.
Yeah, I like this food theme. My name is Rob McCollany. I'm the watch lead. I'm also the geology lead on this cruise. And from the University of Rhode Island. And my favorite dessert, hands down, is creme brulee.
Oh, dang.
Don't add any orange flavoring or mint or anything else. Just keep it simple with the vanilla. That's all I want. Thank you.
Simple with the vanilla. Do you make that too? Do you make creme brulee too?
Yeah, I do.
For raw?
Yeah, I have
We're going to have to go to Rob's house.
Yeah, invite us over for dinner.
Yeah. Creme brulee, kielbasa. What else do you make? Ganache or what were those little stuffed?
Pierogies.
Pierogies.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Dang. Okay, Liz. Aloha mai.
Hey, I'm Liz Miller. I'm a scientist coming from University of Hawaii. I'm a biologist on the shift, and I think my favorite dessert might be key lime pie.
Ooh,
I really like anything like tart.
Right.
Yeah.
And it goes good with ice cream. Do you have ice cream with the key lime pie?
I don't know if I've done that, but I like ice cream with pretty much anything, so it sounds good to me.
You never go wrong.
Yeah, but do you like tarts?
Yeah, of course. There's some really good ones you can get in Hawaii that are made with ulu, which is breadfruit.
Oh, yeah.
And they're so good.
Dang.
And like a macadamia nut crust.
Oh, dang.
I think it's like Maui Breadfruit Company. Shout out to them. We are not sponsored. I'm just thinking about those tarts.
We have a Hawaii in the house, specifically Maui. Okay, Taylor Ann, how about you?
Hi, my name is Taylor Ann. I am the science manager and data logger on this watch. And my favorite dessert is probably sweet potato cheesecake, even though I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh my gosh, I love sweet potato cheesecake. Yep.
That's how much you love it.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Right, you will sacrifice.
Yeah.
Worth the consequences.
Only one piece at a time though, you know. Even though as much as I love to sit and eat the whole thing, can't.
Dang. Yeah, I feel you on that one. That one's good. Thank you, Taylor Ann. Aloha, Emma. How about you?
Hi, I'm Emma. I am the navigation intern on this watch. And my favorite ice cream has to be, my favorite dessert has to be ice cream. Yes, spoiler alert.
That was a hatchet fish.
And I
Sorry.
like cinnamon ice cream the best.
Whoa, really?
So good.
Cinnamon ice cream? I've never had that.
It's really good.
You guys were talking about lavender ice cream last night, I heard.
Lavender ice cream is also
That's cray
so
cray.
good.
Honey
I gotta try
lavender.
that. Oh, wow.
Somehow we always end up talking about food.
Well,
Rob started it again. Aloha mai, Josh. You're up.
Hello, hey, I'm Josh Chernov. I'm the Herc pilot for this watch and the ROV operations manager for OET. I like lots of different kinds of desserts, but I don't know, just to go with the theme of where we are and what we're doing, I'm gonna go with chocolate lava cake.
Ooh.
Chocolate lava cake. Ooh, yum. That's sinful. And it's so small. They give you the smallest piece.
So
It's
good.
like
Like the
packed in this
oozy,
small little tiny bundle of goodness.
It's like a pillow of lava.
Right?
Kinda
It's
oozes out,
explosive.
gets quenched, and then
Oh, mahalo, Josh. Aloha, Michael. You're on mute.
Oh.
Not on SPL.
Oh, okay. He was not muted. He was, yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael. I am the Atalanta pilot and assistant to Herc in anything that they need. Dessert. I'm not a big dessert person. Um, like, but I think but I'll eat dessert things randomly. You know what I mean? But that random thing would be pistachio ice cream.
Ooh,
Oh, yep. I
Um,
feel you on that one.
Yeah, it's like my favorite thing.
Uh-huh.
It used to be pistachio ice cream with pistachio Oreos, but they don't make pistachio Oreos no more.
They
I
don't?
was just gonna say they
No,
made pistachio Oreos.
Yeah, it was
They were
yeah.
good.
Are those
They
the
were-
ones that were green inside?
Yes, not
Okay.
to be confused with the mint Oreos.
Thank you.
But,
I was
yeah.
Okay.
Seems they could probably make a homemade pistachio
Yummy.
Oreo
Thank
for
you,
easy.
Michael. Aloha,
guess.
Dave.
It's a lot of effort.
Dave Robertson, lead video engineer and video engineer on this watch. So easy. Favorite dessert, ice cream, of course, but which ice cream? Oh my goodness. Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia.
Cherry
Oh,
Garcia.
that one's a good one.
Yeah.
You can eat the whole pint.
Oh yeah.
One shot.
No, that's supposed to be 2 servings.
It's
Says so right
a
on the
lie.
package. Says
That's
right
like
on the
half a
package.
serving.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a half a serving.
That's it.
That's
Thank
an
you.
appetizer serving for the main dessert.
Right. It's just yeah.
Could you imagine
Little
like
taste.
6-course meals, but instead of like meals, it's like desserts, 6-course desserts.
Yeah. That would be great. All right, Yvonne, you're up.
Ivan Vicente, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, helping manage the monument. Johnson Atoll also. Favorite dessert, I am also, like Michael, not a crazy dessert person, but this ship has turned me into one because it's in your face. How can you?
Right.
Oh my God, if it's not in your face, they put it in your face. And just to see all the happy eyes munching on dessert all the time, how can you resist? But if I had to pick one, it would be sour sop sorbet.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Anything sour sop actually is incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
Sour stuff is good.
Mhm.
Dang. Okay. Thank you, Yvonne. So aloha mai kako. I'm Hoku Pihana. I'm your science communicator for this watch. And okay, so I love all the desserts everybody chose. My favorite, okay. 2. I have to choose 2. First favorite, pecan pie, automatic with some vanilla ice cream. And then it's like coming in would be some lilikoi cheesecake.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. With maybe some mint chocolate chip ice cream on the side just because I like mint chocolate chip.
Oh, that will go well with Cointreau.
That's 4 different desserts.
And then we're
4
done.
different things.
Not if it's at the same time. Come on, Dave.
It's true.
It's only different if it's separate. Everyone knows that. It's a rookie mistake.
Separated by another course of food.
And is ice cream even a
My
dessert?
cheeks
Is it
are
just spelled
burning.
like
I
that?
couldn't put myself on mute.
No, that could be palate cleansers and stuff.
Exactly.
I've been to fancy restaurants. They give you ice cream as a palate cleanser in between.
Perfect.
I just think of the scene from
Desserts.
Princess Diaries with the palate cleanser.
Oh my gosh, yes. Such a good movie.
Oh no. That's one of my
have that on
favorite
board.
ones.
If you haven't seen Princess Diaries, you should.
It's so good.
Well, and then I went to Jurassic Park when they had to eat all the ice cream because it was going to melt. So they had like barrels and barrels of ice cream all across the table.
Yum.
So we just made Jason hungry. Jason's in the house, woo woo, from
Yep.
Minnesota. He's craving sweet snout and is officially gone to the cupboard
Yeah,
to go rate it.
my problem is when I was in high school, I worked at a restaurant that served ice cream, and I had to scoop it and make cones myself,
Oh,
and so it
no.
really made me.
What is it? 1 for me, 1 for you.
No, it was
2 for
like
me,
it just
1
kind of
for you.
it kind of ruined it for me.
Oh, it blew it.
Right there with you.
Possible.
My high school job, I was a soda jerk. I worked at an ice cream parlor.
You
I scooped ice cream for an 8-hour shift, and
Oh no.
it's like
You'd be
when you're
happy
first
if you
there,
never
it's like-
scooped the ice cream
It's
again.
like if there's a mistake or something that they get set aside, you throw it in the freezer and then you eat it later on, and they just let you eat all you want because after a couple of days you're just sick of it because you're covered in ice cream.
Right, you're
Ice cream
thinking you're going to be
up to your
stoked.
elbows, splashes on,
Yeah,
wearing an apron.
you know, I'd get this ring of
Wearing
ice
long
cream
gloves.
just below my elbow from the edge of the container.
You have like an ice cream tan on your elbow.
No, actually,
Exactly right.
I had an ice cream muscle on my forearm.
Yay.
Yeah, it looked like my forearm was pregnant. It was so big.
Oh boy, that's
after
visual.
after I quit that, I couldn't eat ice cream for about a year.
You know what, when you say
got
that,
over it.
Dave, that reminds me of the frozen yogurt job I had, and it was the same thing. Because at the end of the shifts, if the yogurts weren't whatever taken, they would send you home with it. So then you just had a ton of frozen yogurt. And it was right when frozen yogurt was super popular and coming out with like other little yogurt shops. That did it for me.
If I had a job like that, I would secretly record people's faces, their expressions, just before they're being handed the ice cream. Just like, you know how they record dogs' faces when they're
Baskin
giving them
Robbins.
treats? You know, how their eyes cross and their tongues out and shit. And just put a compilation of people's expressions before they...
We should do that.
I like that, but I like
have
the same reaction thingy, but I like it when babies like eat lemon for the first time.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that
And
was
then
my
they go
favorite
back
thing to
for
do to
more
my
every
kids. Is
time.
that terrible? Just to see the look on their face. We knew they weren't gonna get hurt.
I think that they go crazy sometimes. What is that hibachi place? That hibachi ice cream thing? Like the freaking.
Cold Stone?
Yeah, there you go.
Who's that?
Hibachi ice cream.
Why are they
Well,
fried?
they-
Cold Stone
it's a
creamery?
show and they do a whole thing.
Okay,
right
you
in front
said
of
hibachi, and I'm all thinking grilled ice cream. Okay. How do
They
you
do
grill
have-
ice cream?
You know,
Same
cold
way that
stone
you
fry
deep
it.
fry it.
chocolate
Yeah.
ice cream with raspberries from Cold
Oh
Stone.
no, that's sinful.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, a fried ball of ice cream. Dang it.
That does sound really good.
That does sound really good.
Can confirm.
But pecan pie with ice cream is my go-to for Thanksgiving. I love it.
It's a
nice
diet-
warm pie.
Right?
Yeah.
My grandmother, it always reminds me of my grandma. She used to make the best pecan pie. And you know, I don't know, like sweet and savory. She used to make mince pie too. I didn't go for that, but you know, the family liked it. That and fruit cake. Oh. Oh boy, then we can go down that road.
You know what?
It's the worst
Found out
dessert
the worst
ever.
dessert back when
I
was
am a
finding
fruitcake
more
lover.
You like the fruitcake?
I just go nuts.
For real?
Yeah, I'm
Even
the
the
one that
cherries
eats.
and everything?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I like
And the
fruitcake.
canned pineapple chews and stuff.
Oh,
forever.
absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Mhm, all the
You're-
nuts.
oh, you
pecan,
too.
oh, you
You
name it.
too. With ice cream?
With
Soaked
anything.
in rum.
Yes, soaked in
Oh, okay.
rum,
All right.
yes.
Okay. All right. Maybe I'll give it a shot again. Fruitcake when I was a kid was like torture.
You want to try, Michael?
It's a thing for kids who've grown up with too much screen time.
My kid
can't
with
sit
too much
still.
screen time.
Yeah,
Is that the cause?
it is. It's totally the cause.
I had like no screen time as a kid,
Wow.
except for Avatar: The Last Airbender.
All right.
It's
It's
just a thing.
thing.
Oh, okay. Wow, we're almost
Oh, I
we're,
definitely bought it.
at about 670 meters in
Could make it.
descent. Let's see here. The temp is about 8.24 degrees.
I think the
What was
I
that?
think the rubber bands
It's a
are
fish.
just oh my.
Sorry, I don't know.
No, I know.
I can't give you an ID.
I love you. Yes, it was a fish.
Look at them.
Oh,
that's a squid.
Ooh. I love it how they don't do it, Hoku. Their little tails swivel back and forth. You know, shake, swim.
Mhm.
I was gonna
I've
say
heard-
jiggle, jiggle.
I know someone who thinks that cephalopods would take over the world, or specifically squid, except
Yeah.
that they swim backwards.
Really?
Yep. And so they have to go backwards in order to eat things and attack. Otherwise, they would take over our oceans.
Wow. I wonder what, you know, like, what brought them to, like, how they evolved into that habit of swimming backwards? Was it like
It's just the way their body
a
form
food
is.
resource? Yeah.
It's
like
just, yeah, it's just their
adaptation.
body plan.
Supervisor.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to swim forwards. You have to go backwards.
Because now that you said that, I was totally thinking the front of the squid was the back of the squid.
Mm.
You
Yeah, no,
know?
where the tentacles are, that's like the
Right?
front.
Right. I'm like, yeah. We still have a good amount of snow here, though. Do you think it's a little? It's not as thick as what we saw the
No,
last
this is nothing
time.
like the last one.
Right. This looks more normal, like the other dives.
So that seems like that was a very localized
Yeah.
event.
Huh. Interesting. Cool.
Because we're only, what, 50 nautical miles away, right, Rob?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Okay, so now that we're heading down and working our way down, just kind of give an overview of what our objectives are today. So our target, as Liz mentioned, is about 50 nautical miles to the southeast of where we were with that ridge, the previous dive. And our target today is a seamount that's about 4,000 meters high overall above the abyss. And it's flat-topped, so there's a good chance it may be a geo, and we'll get a better confirmation on that when we look at it, see if there is a carbonate platform on top. And we're going to be on the northeast side of this seamount, and we're going to work up our way up a little ridge or a spur and kind of see what our biology and the geology is. And if time permits and weather permits and the samples permit, we might travel across the top of the geo for a while to see what's there. And we're going to cover like the top 1,000 meters. So we're going to drop in at about 2,500 meters and go to the summit at about 1,500 meters. So it covers about 1,000 meters altogether. And the track is about a little over 4.5 kilometers long if we stick to it, or if Emma skips about 3 or 4 of them like she's wont to do.
And he's swimming backwards. And oh, Rob, what is our time before we reach our destination?
I need to pull that up.
I know, I was trying to find it.
What a momento.
Oh, so it looks like we have about an hour before we reach our destination. Our goal is 22,540 meters, and we're moving at a velocity of 32 meters per minute. Thank you. The ice cream.
Oh, today's Tuesday. Dang
It's always Tuesday.
it. Yeah.
I mean, it's Wednesday in the UK, so it's Wednesday.
It's always Tuesday.
What does that even mean?
Because every day is kind of the same. It's not like a Monday. It's like,
I
you
mean,
got to start your week.
we could pick a fun day
It's
like
definitely
Friday.
not a Friday.
Oh no.
It's definitely
Kind
not
of
a
like
Friday.
not the like the hump day of the week. It's
So
Tuesday.
like towards the end, is it gonna be Friday?
It's always Tuesday. It's always like there's like
Yeah.
a whole week ahead still.
Yeah.
It's not Monday though.
It's not like as bad as a Monday or as good as a Thursday or Friday.
That's right. It's Tuesday.
Then when I get
Tuesday
on
is
shore,
just second Monday.
when I get on shore,
Oh,
then
so
every day is Saturday
Every day.
That's
Wow.
because I'm retired. So it's like those days blend together too. But
Don't
it's
need
all
to
right.
brag. No, I can't. The Wi-Fi is not good anyways. We can't even stream anything anyway. I keep missing my episode of my marbles. My marble racing.
Oh no. It's critical.
Yeah.
Marble racing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It is such a thing.
People get into it.
I
People
di-
bet money on it.
I didn't think I was going to like it, but it's so fun. It's, yeah. I
This
think
I
what,
have to see.
what makes it so good is like they have distinct marbles and they make tracks. It started off with these brothers that they like marbles, so they make tracks and they run them. And then one guy, I think he lives on the East Coast. He's like, oh, do you know what this needs? An announcer. So he just started announcing them as if they're like race cars. And like it is the most hilarious thing I have ever seen. And it's so captivating. And you know, and I think I've said this before, maybe not on a different watch, but anthropomorphizing is very fun. So,
I'm gonna have to look into this. This
so
sounds
there's a specific one.
just strange enough. To be,
There's
to
a
be
specific one, and I'll send you the thing. That's really, really good. Yeah, they get into it. They do like the tropes of racing. Like they'll be like, oh no, that was a crazy turn. Well, let's go see what's going on in the driver's cam, and then it goes over, but you just see like.
Okay, I have to check this out. You got me, Michael. I got to check this
you
out.
might like a couple races, but you might not get into it. But I'm into it. I got a team and everything.
Okay, quick question. Are these
Curiosity
marble
for
races?
sure.
Yeah, they're marble racing.
You have a team?
I got a team.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I picked a team and
gosh.
everything.
Oh my god, I love
Yeah,
it.
that's the one you root for.
Yeah.
I'm
What's
gonna
the team called?
fangirl on you,
Team
Michael.
Momo?
I'm gonna be.
Is
Team
there a
Mobile?
specific color that team associates with?
It's like, well, yeah, each team kind of associates with its own
Yeah.
different
Well,
color.
what's Team Momo's color?
There's like a greenish, like, swirl.
Alright.
Like a greenish blue squirrel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like
Do you-
that kind of marble.
Does Team Momo have any other fans?
Oh, yeah, like, they have audiences, marble audiences. And they do, like, waves, and they have banners, and you can hear the chants. And they go all out.
I
It's a
have
production.
actually seen one of those videos.
It's a production.
Of them.
For
it's really
real?
good.
Yeah, they were featured in the beginning of the pandemic when sports started to get canceled.
Oh right.
They were featured on Last Week Tonight with John
That
Ilott.
show.
And
John
he's like,
Oliver.
and he sponsored one of the entire season. Because it's like, we need this right now, type of thing. And he sponsored the entire season, and then, yeah, so you'd always see Last Week Tonight, like on the back, like just like a regular racetrack with all the
They just- oh.
adverts.
That's
really
so
good.
fun.
Stop it. I
Yeah,
didn't mean to do
they have streakers. They have like refs.
For real? Streakers even?
They're like little jokes. It's so good, so good.
I'm still looking at it right now on. Wow, they even like marble runs.
Yeah, gels. I think it's gels. I don't know if that's the name how you pronounce it. It's either yells, maybe with or gel, GELLE''s.
Oh.
Marble runs. That's primo. That's my opinion. That's primo.
They have the Marble Olympics.
Yeah, they do. Oh yeah, they also do the Olympics too.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
There's a couple teams that are clearly,
It's like Pogs.
Superior.
are clearly not racing teams.
Oh,
They're
okay,
more
okay.
sport teams. They're like specific sports.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, it's weird.
Is there a team that's generally on top, the clear winner of this marble racing?
Yes.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it Momo?
No, it's not. Unfortunately.
Where do they host the races?
Different places like the.
Michael's basement.
No, I don't do those things. They do someone else's. That's some other studio. Each team has their home racetrack.
No way.
Just
I wonder
right
if
now, I'm,
Hawaii
like,
has a
just
team.
holding it
I'm
inside.
gonna join
That was
it.
good. That was
I
good.
used to want to be a roller girl, but now I'm gonna be a marble racer.
It's just so like relaxing to watch. And I don't like watching sports, like on television or anything like that. I like going to sporting events, but because because of COVID, I can't. So this is like a good substitute. I don't know why.
Wait, but you said they host them in different places? Where they
Well, I know I don't go in person. That'd
No, I
be
know,
ridiculous.
I know.
I'm not a marble. I watch it on the YouTube.
I think we have to change the name of our watch to Off the Rails. That's the name of our watch.
Anyway, that's enough of that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's
Thank
way
you,
too
Michael. I
much.
really needed that. I so
A
needed
lot
that.
of in-depth information there.
That was
Sorry.
awesome.
Oh, my bad.
No, that was so wonderful. I love it.
Oh yeah, but this is great. I'm on the Wikipedia page right now.
See, I think you just created
What
a
have
new
you
marble
done?
team right here.
I'm so gonna watch this.
Check it out, man. You'd be surprised. I didn't think I was
Unmuted
gonna like
marble
it.
team.
They are good. They're really fun. Your
They got
explanation
marble
was so
hockey.
good.
They got like hockey. No, they don't. They don't.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
that'd be hard.
You said,
Marble
no, I haven't come in person. That would be ridiculous. And I was like, that's the ridiculous part?
I think we get to learn.
Yeah, I mean, they're just marbles on a track.
You have to imagine like how many hours of production it takes to actually make one of those videos.
Oh yeah, it takes a while because they were like down for like half a year. So I'm assuming they get everything ahead of time. Good on them. It was like a weird collaboration. I like their story too. Like they started making put their stuff on YouTube because that's just like what they like to do. Some guy picked it up in America. They're from like Sweden or something like that.
Really?
Or Norway, yeah. The brothers that make the
Netherlands.
stuff. The Netherlands, there you go.
Yep.
They're in that area. They're in the Netherlands, and then they started doing it, and then some guy in America, I think, he started doing voiceovers. Now they collab, and then you got
They
music.
collab.
Yeah, now it's a whole production thing. So that's kind of cool. I think I like that. You know,
Yeah.
the internet is beautiful.
The internet is beautiful.
Creativity at its finest.
Yeah. I'm just spreading the word.
Thank you for sharing. I'm going to
Done
be a
and done.
Marvel fangirl.
No, I'm totally into it. I'm going to find this.
It's so silly.
I'm also going to start using collab as the past perfect of collaboration. Yeah, that fits well.
If you're on the interwebs, you use collab.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually remember I did see it on last week tonight. That's where I saw it. That's where when he sponsored it.
Oh, we hit 1,000. So we're at 1,076 meters. Moving right along.
We were off the rails there for a little bit, but we're back.
Yeah.
Little bit.
Right,
My
back.
apologies. My apologies.
No.
They should be sending T-shirts after that.
We started talking about
They have
marbles.
T-shirts.
I know they should be sending.
They have
them. That's what
T-shirts?
Promotion.
Oh,
Do they have stickers too?
yeah, they have posters and everything.
No
I'm sure
way.
they have all the merch.
Yeah, I bought myself a poster. Not for me, but for someone else. Who
You
Totally.
know
It
you
was a
buy
gift.
yourself a poster too.
I would have, but like
No, you
they're
wouldn't buy one
they're
for
from the Netherlands. Yeah, they're like the shipping is expensive. So
You wouldn't buy one for
Oh.
yourself. That'd be ridiculous.
yeah. In this economy.
Nothing there.
I've been thinking about a theme song for our blue water
Oh boy.
by the stand cells or something like that. You know, the...
What one?
the-
Are we
the
gonna make it up?
No, it's, you know, I love that blue water. Hey, Johnston, you're my home. Something like
You
that.
gotta play it. You have to sing it now.
I can't do it.
Okay, well, you keep trying to get people to sing.
Yeah. We're gonna have karaoke pretty soon. Yvonne's gonna bring his guitar. We can beat on the table for the drums. Matt's a really good whistler. He could whistle. We have our band right here.
I can eef.
What is that?
Make sounds with my hands.
Oh.
Tick,
Well,
tick,
let's hear it. Yeah.
Well, it may sound disgusting, but it really has an art form to it. Took me all of 4th grade to learn how to do that.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
It sounded like you had your hand on your armpit.
Yeah, but it's not disgusting.
So this is what explorers and scientists do in their spare
I
time.
know.
Can you tell we're getting a little delirious out here, guys?
We're giving too much away.
That's
Well,
fine.
there was a,
Talk about hand noises.
there was an old
And Barbara
show
Racing.
on Saturdays called Hee Haw that my mom always watched, and there's a guy that could do that.
Hee haw. We're going to hee haw?
Yep,
Wow.
I don't think there's ocean
I'm
there.
a picking.
I used to watch that show. Oh boy. Was there Auntie May who still had her price tag on her hat?
Yep,
She
that's
wore
Auntie
it.
Pearl.
Auntie Pearl. Oh boy. Oh man.
Bring us back, Hoku. We're
I'm
on-
trying.
Reel us in
I'm
here.
trying. So,
All this to say that the ocean needs our help.
so we're
I did like the cute little fish when we first went in the water. They were small, but
there was a fish?
there were a bunch.
Nope.
A few little ones.
Oh.
Not many, though.
How often do you experiences like top weather affect bottom conditions aside from like the heaving and stuff like that? Does it
Well,
occur?
these depths, I don't think we're seeing anything. I mean, you'd have to be pretty, and I think more on coastal waters where you'd see some impacts on the seafloor. But
Oh, something not as 2 kilometers down or something like that.
yeah, I don't know. That'd be maybe more of a science question, I think. But I mean, I've seen waves down to hundreds of meters in the sand, like sand waves, I think, which I'm pretty sure are wave generated. But not, I don't know. I don't think we're seeing that from
Yeah,
these types of depths.
yeah.
Be more currents and things like that. I'd expect.
Currents. Yeah. That is interesting. Just popped in my head.
Josh, have you experienced any sort of internal waves or anything like that?
Experience what, sorry?
It's something called an internal wave. They usually travel along the pictocline or density contrasts.
Oh wow.
Not sure. Yeah, I know what you mean, but not sure that I have experienced that, like, from an ROV necessarily. No,
You wouldn't really be able to see it,
it'd
right?
be hard to determine that.
No,
yeah.
you wouldn't see it. You'd feel it.
You'd feel it,
potentially,
okay.
though, because still, energy moving along an interface.
Right.
But to quote unquote feel it, you'd have to see it. Like you know what I mean? Like you'd have to see the particles moving or the flocculants in the water.
Mm.
You'd have to kind of observe that motion, I think.
There's actually quite a few up, in the, I think Juan de Fuca up in that region too. There's
Yeah.
a significant amount of them.
Juan de Fuca is extraordinarily difficult to do RV operations in. Like
Really?
There's so much crazy currents in there. I have worked in there before,
Really?
but it's extraordinarily challenging, and you have to time the tides. There's just certain times of day that you just can't work.
That's like scuba diving in Puget Sound is similar. You have to be really careful with the tides and
That's
currents.
right, yeah,
I was just going to ask, when you bring up Puget Sound, it always reminds me of what I learned about their tides, like the ebb and flow is like Puget Sound is a really good example of that, I think.
There's
Where
pretty
you can
strong
just-
tides.
Yeah, the strong tides and lots of
The sound that's always right here.
ship strandings, I guess, right? If they came in at certain times or... I just remember the imagery that we were shared in oceanography lab. But it was really striking, the way that the ebb and flow was in that area.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's the latter. Yeah.
All right.
Like the rail. Like going back and forth, maybe.
Whoa, what's that?
I don't know.
The Adelaide can.
I think it might have been a siphonophore, but I couldn't quite see.
And you said
Okay,
that
we just
siphonophores
hit
are
the
like a bunch of
1300
animals
meter
together?
mark.
Is that what
Sorry,
you said?
say it again?
Siphonophores, you said they're animals together, a bunch of animals
Yeah, it's a colony.
together. How many can there be in a colony?
I think up to hundreds. I don't know if there's like a set limit.
For siphonophores, is it a bunch of the same organisms that they band together and then they dole out different responsibilities?
Yeah, exactly. They're actually genetically identical, but like they have the same genes, but they end up in different individuals look really different because they're specialized to different tasks. So some of them will become swimming bells. So all they do is swim. Other ones are going to have tentacles to like capture food and then the digestive system to eat it.
They're all like specialized.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, but they're all genetically identical to each other.
wow. Cool.
Odd.
Yeah.
Right. What happens when I'm assuming that they would adapt if they got broken up?
Yeah, I think so.
But they wouldn't clone themselves, would they? Or become
basically,
another?
yeah, they are cloning themselves.
Well, like if they broke off of their main hub, then they would become another siphonophore?
Potentially.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay.
I think they would be able to. Sorry,
I don't know. No. We're asking you.
I'm not an expert in these. This is what
Google.
I've heard from other people. But
oh, cool.
yeah.
Siphonophores are cool.
Yeah, they're really cool.
They're really fun.
They're painful.
That they are. Didn't we had this conversation when we were talking about, I think it was at the dinner table.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Portuguese man o' war is actually a type of siphonophore, so that gives you an idea of how much they hurt.
Oh, that's what it was, because the stitch was made after the Portuguese man o' war nudibranch.
Yeah.
That sequesters the nematocysts from the Portuguese man o' war to use them for its own defense. Yeah, we're gonna do that. That one's a really cool. Have you seen that nudibranch?
Yeah,
it's cool looking.
So
it almost
pretty.
looks like an alien, you know, like. Yeah, their formation is a trip.
Have you been stung by a man o' war?
Yes, I have.
Yep.
In the most uncomfortable of ways.
Oh no.
You know.
They always end up getting me on my face.
Dang it. You know, I've had it on my neck.
Yeah.
Like, oof.
Yep.
My kids get it good. But you know what? Big Island doesn't really have those blooms like Oahu does.
Yeah.
Does. Do. I just said does. Did you hear me that?
It's late.
It is. I've been biting my ears.
Yeah, we get them pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't
We
know
also
if
get the
Kona
box
has
jellies.
them. Yeah, you guys have the box jellies
Yeah,
too.
those are a little scarier, but they're pretty predictable. They have monthly blooms.
Right, that's what we were talking about, like during certain moons, right? You were saying that they come out.
Yeah, you can look up the calendar online.
Yeah.
And it tells you what days out of the month are bad for box jellies.
Right.
That's cool.
That's so helpful. I always love Guy Hoggy's report on the news, Hawaii News Now. Oops, shout out. No, he'll talk about the box jellyfish warnings. Signs are up. Have you ever been stung, Yvonne? You live on Oahu.
I got stung in the Caribbean, and those are by far much more painful.
Is it the same species? Are they different?
Yeah, it's just their physiognomy is different. They are much bigger.
Yeah, right. And they're long
the
tentacles.
have a lot more nematocytes than. Then I was pretty much paralyzed on the water.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was really bad.
It's pretty straight. Oh, I'm sorry.
Glad you're all right.
I survived. I had my left hand unparalyzed, so I could swim. And I swam to shore.
There you go. Right. Then all instinct comes in, and you're like, okay, I'm going to use what I got.
Yeah.
Good. All right. We have no questions.
Okay, so for the box jellies, apparently it's 8 to 10 days after the full moon is when the box jellies are at their highest. I think they must breed during the full moon, I believe. A lot of animals do.
So the very first 8 to 10 days.
So the 8 to 10 days after the full moon.
After the full moon.
Is that every month?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, the Waikiki Aquarium has a nice little calendar that you can go to.
Oh, cool. I was just going to ask where you're seeing that.
Yeah.
So what do you think the moon causes?
So there's a few different reasons that animals spawn during full moons. For visual ones, you can see better because they often do it at night. The other reason is you often have the strongest tides during the full moon. And so there's more of a chance for eggs that are fertilized to be washed farther off of the reef. And so if you're trying to disperse your larvae as far as possible, that strong tide with the full moon is going to help.
Yeah, it makes sense. Nice. Cool. Thank you, Liz.
Yeah, crazy statistics on full moons on humans too. If you look up the list, you'll be like, whoa, oh, that actually increases during the full moon. Yeah.
Right? Like all of those, like the tides, communities, peoples. The really? Oh, because I'm gonna I'll refresh because it says every time I refresh, save settings. Okay.
I've been refreshing mine and
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just hearing from someone that they're not able to submit a question.
We got key lime pie. We got 3 comments when we first came in. So maybe have them try again.
27 minutes ago was our last one.
Yeah, I have been looking. I've been checking too.
Oh, there he goes. Now we just had a new,
okay.
new post.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Yay, thank you. Just want to let you know there's just like this on the page. Our team is not. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. I just fixed that. So let me know if that's working. I go to our website here. Okay. Welfare Day is close to the full moon. Okay, we're starting to have them come in. Okay, yay. So for all of our viewers out there, we have fixed our chat box. So if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in and we'll address them as they come in. Thank you. Okay, thank you. I am getting your messages. So I did get a comment here that said the light is red in the message box. So I did fix that. So if you could go ahead, whoever posted that, just post again. The light is green in the message box so I know that we can get your messages. That'd be helpful. Or whoever out there in the chat world would like to pop that in. I am getting, we are receiving your comments now. Oh. Yep, the lady on Hee-Haw was Minnie Pearl, right on. Thank you. Aloha from Corvallis. Thank you for joining us. I have family in Eugene and some friends out in the Corvallis area. Hey, is that Dave? Dave, is that your family? Are you Corvallis?
A little bit further south and on the coast in Florence, Oregon. So shout out to the Oregon coast.
Nice.
But Corvallis is a cool place.
Yeah, I like Corvallis. And I did get a message that we are green now. Perfect. Mahalo. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's good now. Huh. Okay. Thank you guys for sending in the comments. Keep them coming. And I'm going to keep my eyes right here on our chat box to make sure we still are receiving them. And perhaps if you're still seeing a red color, maybe refresh your screen and see if that color turned green. Okay. Nice. So we're currently, let's see what our stats are. So we're at 1,639 meters with a temp of 2.68 degrees Celsius and a salinity of 34.6 PSUs. So moving right along. Looks like we got about 30 minutes before we reach our bottom depth of 2,540 meters. And we're moving at a velocity of about 29 meters per minute. Aloha mai, thank you. I'm so glad you refreshed your screen and it is now green. Awesome. Thank you for letting us know. And we have a shout out from Terry in Vancouver, BC, that the Blue Water Show is almost as fascinating as the bottom time.
Blue Water Show out of Vancouver. That's pretty cool.
Aloha mai from UAE. Thank you for joining us. It's nice to have you with us. This dive, we're looking at about, Rob, can you share again how long this dive's going to be?
Well, I think we're anticipating 20 hours if all goes well. So plenty of bottom time, plenty of time to look at things, grab samples, and make our way up this ridge.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, hopefully the weather is looking like it might come up a little bit kind of in the wee hours of the morning, so we're going to be keeping a sharp eye on that. And, but hopefully ship can keep holding station and we can keep chugging along and get through the whole dive. Would be great.
What's our blue water song, Rob?
Love that blue water. Hey, Johnston, you're my home.
What comes after that?
I don't know.
Are we going to make up the lyrics?
Yeah, we should. I mean, I keep trying to get Yvonne to do the lyrics to things. He's got that talent.
I don't write lyrics.
He'll set the tone for us with the guitar. And we'll add the lyrics in.
I mean, the original song is I love that muddy water. Hey,
oh,
Boston,
hello,
you're
thank
my
you.
home.
Okay, got it now. Oh, aloha mai from the UK. Thank you for joining us. Ooh, it's good morning over there. Awesome. Is it Wednesday? Thank you. I always get thrown off when it...
We also have someone watching from United Arab Emirates. Aloha, welcome. Vancouver, British Columbia as well.
I'll pass this one over to our scientists here. So it's a quick question. Did the shrimp you sampled yesterday survive the pressure change, and any change in the shape of the shrimp?
I do not believe it was alive when it came to the surface, was it?
It was, but
Oh,
it died
yeah?
very shortly after, yeah. But yeah, it looked completely whole and it didn't look warped or exploded or anything. But yeah, I don't think it lasted too much longer after we brought it to the surface. But it was a beautiful shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was cool having the ship to shore today because we were able to share the lab screen with them. And then it was right at the moment when the shrimp was moving all around, like Kukui was moving her from place to place. So then we would get the view and everybody was asking, oh, what is that? And it was really large considering we could see it.
Bigger than her head.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
That's a great
antenna
photo.
on it were like 40 centimeters long.
Yeah, oh, really?
Yeah, and the
Oh
body
my
was like
gosh.
25, maybe 25 centimeters long.
Wow,
Yeah,
and so what are you guys going to do with the shrimp, or what are you hoping, or will you sample it for anything?
We're sending it to the Museum of Comparative Zoology at Harvard.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's ready to go there. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. It'll forever have a space in Harvard Museum. It was a beautiful shrimp.
Yeah, it was very pretty.
Nice. What were some other cool things that you guys were doing in the lab today?
Lots of cool rocks that were really heavy. Or should I say boulders?
Yeah.
Small boulders.
There was
yeah.
big rock and then there was huge rock.
Yeah, like huge. I literally wrote it on the sample sticker. Huge
really?
rock.
Huge rock.
Because I had to know what kind of size
Someone
bucket
went
to
a
get,
little
you know?
overboard with that one.
Yeah, that one was, I don't remember how big
that
it was.
was Kevin. Was that Kevin's?
It was about maybe 40 centimeters.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
It was pretty big and heavy. It was a good workout though. Yeah.
We had fun. We listened to some music.
Yeah, we did for a little bit. That was fun.
Yeah. It was cute. Matt, I think you guys could see us I don't know, but he waved at us. So we thought that maybe he could see us.
Oh, no, I think just
or maybe
waving.
he just does the jiggy in front of the camera and just in case.
Probably.
Yeah.
Saw that we were on the live stream and decided to say hello.
Oh, yeah. It was really cool to watch you guys. I hadn't seen you guys in action yet.
Yeah, it's fun. I think that was our first daytime recovery.
Yeah, normally we do it at like midnight.
Yeah, so everyone's sleeping.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then the lady who was hosting the ship to shore had actually been on an exchange on OET like a couple of years ago as a teacher.
Oh, awesome.
And so she was super familiar with the lab, and she was just amazed that you guys were moving so fluidly in that small space, is what she said.
We do pretty well.
Yeah, we have a good
We kind of each have
going.
our corners.
Good, yeah.
We're pretty efficient in there. It's good.
Yeah, it was impressive to just watch you guys work. Oh, I'm working at the wrong image here. So we have a question that just came in. Do we have a fish radar on our ROVs to detect movement of smaller, large things? I think that's a pilot question up there.
Go to the front row with that one.
Yep. So pilots, we have a question for you when you're ready.
Hello. How's it going?
Are you
We were having a
muted?
side chat just about weather and just go, no-go decisions on
Okay.
ROV operations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the question was, are there any fish radars on the ROV to detect movement of small or large fish?
Not at the moment. I have worked with ROVs that can put those types of sensors on. We could use the Norbit to do that, actually.
Oh.
If we set it up to do that at the moment.
Okay.
It's not, at the moment are the multi-beam sonar, the Norbit that we talked about, I think earlier. So it's a multi-beam sonar sensor that we have on the bumper bar of Hercules right now, but it's in a downward facing position, so we can get high resolution maps of the seafloor. But you can use those types of instruments, and I've used other different versions of the similar thing. And you can set them up as forward-facing acoustic sensors that can actually see fish, like see shapes, see things that are out in front of, like beyond the lights.
Oh.
And so I've done some rockfish surveys with Department of Fisheries and Oceans in Canada to look at, to try and count fish, but we're also twofold. We're looking at rockfish and the different species and abundance in certain areas, but we're also trying to determine if the ROV was having an impact on the counts. And so we were trying to see the fish ahead of the ROV and count those, and then when you approach them in the light pool, is the rockfish there or not? So yeah, you can use some of these acoustic sensors in those.
What was the consensus?
I don't know what the final result was on that part of it. I think the paper, the primary, that was just sort of like a different study that was not part of the paper that was written for that work. But I think that the rockfish follow the ROV.
Oh, okay.
So because oftentimes when you stop, then all of a sudden these fish just like show up in from behind you. They come up in front of where the lights are.
Okay, so it could maybe kind of affect the fish behavior.
Well, yeah, it might sort of skew the counts, right? Because you might think that you're counting more fish than you actually are. And sometimes it's hard to count. You don't know if sometimes if you're counting the same fish twice.
Fish counts are hard,
yeah.
Period. Yeah. So yeah, I imagine if they're repeatedly coming across the screen, it'd be difficult.
And Norbit is primo. Like we also use it for didn't we use that for bubbles?
Yeah,
finding
for
seeps.
Bubbles. Yeah, you can use those types of sensors for a bunch of different things.
Wow,
that's pretty cool.
So just some comments that have been coming through the chat from our friend in UAE. They really enjoyed the dancing sea cucumber video. It made their entire day.
Ah, that's great.
Yes.
Oh, that video got made?
Thank you, Leo.
I think we saw a couple of dancing sea cucumbers. I'm not sure which one they're referring to, but...
There were a few, but I think all of them really are super pretty when they dance. Yeah. Okay, and then we have another one that they liked seeing talking about the lab work at the end of the day because it gives continuity to all of the experiences, kind of ties in what they see in our dives to what we do in the... And then we just got some love from Hawaii. Aloha from Hawaii.
Aww, aloha.
Aloha. Thank you for being with us.
So there's 40 of us in this ship. Has anyone figured out if there's anyone having a birthday in this next 2.5 weeks while we're here on ship?
Is Josh having one?
Maybe. Nope.
No.
Michael has a birthday.
Someone is.
I do. I have a birthday on the 14th.
Oh, it's you. Okay,
Really?
I remember hearing
Really?
Yes.
So we already know what we're having for dessert.
So we're gonna be.
We're gonna have some. Well, it's whatever the ship makes.
Baklava.
That's gonna be something special.
Chocolate banana bread. What was it today? That was good. That bread, that chocolate. What was that?
The almond cake?
Yeah, was that almond cake?
That was really good.
That was delicious.
Just gonna
Here we go again.
off for a sec.
I do. So here's another question from Hawaii. Do you remember the ROV Kilo Moana? Did that come out of UH Manoa?
Yep, it's UH Manoa's research vessel.
Yeah,
the
hello,
Kilo Moana.
RV research vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been out on that one at this point, I think 4 times.
Yeah, you were telling me about it.
It's
awesome.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I know we have a big one in Hilo, but it was more for dive, I think. Dive training certs and stuff
Yeah,
for
this is
scientific diving.
oceanographic. They have, they can take out an ROV.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
How big is the ROV they take out? Is it around the ARC?
I think it's a little bit smaller than Herc, but it's about the same.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Has the similar characteristics and everything as Herc does?
It can go a little bit deeper, and it's got kind of different design, I guess. But yeah.
Cool. Nice.
That's the Lu'ukai.
Oh, so we have a crew member from the summer of 2006 who was part of the Kilo Moana. Aloha mai. Mahalo for joining us.
So what's it like to sail on a catamaran that big?
It's interesting because it's relatively stable with the dual hulls, but the motion you do get is very unpredictable as a comparison to a ship like this, where there's a regular sort of rocking and pitching and rolling. On that one, you'll just suddenly get a big jerk out of nowhere that you're like not really expecting. So it's nice for doing science because it is so stable, but it's a little bit hard to get used to.
Wow, it's quite a handsome boat. It's very pretty. It's larger than I thought.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Wow.
I don't know the stats.
Yeah, but it's a catamaran, like you're saying, so it has a different way of
Yeah.
compared to like this one. Wow, cool. Beautiful. Oh. Oh, that you were the engineer. Awesome. That's a very important job. Holy cow.
That was weird. Would need to sort
Thank
out
you
the
for
tether
sharing.
down there. We basically clogged all the way around the 6/8
Oh,
wrap,
wow.
which is fine, but then there's a tether wrap in there as well, but we'll have to get that sorted out.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was really odd. That was unusual.
I thought that was just from the...
you're continuing.
So we're just about to our max depth. We're currently at 2,107 meters.
Do you want to come to a stop and take that down, or we'll deal with it at the bottom?
We'll stop 50 above, and then we'll sort it all out.
Okay.
Right here.
Because, well, we have the 6/8 wrap was this thing. And then I just ended up, I put a little lateral on to keep me in that position. And then I was doing something else. I noticed I was spinning around. So I actually spun in a circle. I was poking at yeah, I had a little forward way on, which should help, we should deal with that. But anyway, now the delta's all messed up. Man, maybe we're getting some weird current or something. Catching up. I don't know why that DVL keeps showing a ground fault every once in a while and then it goes away. It's weird. It's not the craft. Craft is doing all right.
Oh no.
Still kind of spinning.
Maybe slow the winch to 25 or 27 is fine. Holy, I don't know what's up with that DVL. Okay.
All right, so we're currently at 2,214 meters. We're just about there. We'll probably see the bottom here in a few more minutes. 10, 15-ish, I'm guessing. Our temp did decrease slightly to 1.92, but our salinity stayed pretty consistent here. Oh, wow. Oh, aloha mai from Papua New Guinea. Mahalo for joining us. Oh, wait, we went to the trip. Kalamai, I'm still reading through all of this. Aloha from Australia. Thank you for joining us. The whale fall was quite exciting on that last expedition. So we have a question here. And this goes out to anyone who would like to share. When you go home, do you have a bit of a struggle with the different time zones and your body clocks? Luckily, we're pretty much in the same time zone right now, are we? Slightly out?
Well, we are. The two of us are.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm a little biased. We're good, Liz. Oh, and Yvonne too? Yep. We're all good. So how does that go for you guys when you reacclimate after getting off the ship?
I tend to not have issues when I travel. I tend to just like stay up as much as I can. It's about close to the time I would sleep if I can. And then that usually just sets me good, because then I sleep and I wake up around the time I would want to wake up anyway.
Okay.
So groggy for like 1 day and then it's fine.
But they say it takes about 1 day per time zone to adjust.
Oh, it does?
Fully, on average.
But also, when we're on the ship, we're not really awake and sleepy in normal hours because we're on shifts. So it's like we're technically in a certain time zone, but
we sailors be not normal people.
There's another question about that.
This is not the hours I normally keep personally.
Usually after working 30 days straight, I'm just tired. Doesn't really matter.
Oh, aloha from Honolulu. There's a few of us here from Hawaii. I'm from Mokuokeawe, the Big Island. And then we also have two folks from Oahu. Waikiki area you're in, Liz? East side, west side, or south
Kaimuki.
side? South.
Yeah, in Honolulu.
Yep.
But
south side.
not by the beach.
Yeah, right. We can see the ocean.
Yeah, up the hills.
So I'm just going to run through some comments here really quick. The Kilo Moana is currently at 378 nautical miles west of us right now, so that's pretty interesting. Everybody's really enjoying our broadcast right now, so thank you so much. Have there ever been any mysterious things that you've seen on the bottom or anything strange that has happened on your dives? I'm going to open that up probably to the pilots, I would assume would have the most, or maybe Taylor Ann, repeated folks that have come on our missions or expeditions. Pilots, have you seen anything strange or mysterious on your dives?
I've seen lots of new things. I don't know. Strange, I guess, is a bit of a relative term, I guess. I don't know. I can't really think of something that right off the top of my head that's been totally strange. I don't know. Taylor Ann, you got anything? Help me out.
The only thing I can think of is like trash at the bottom with animals resting on it.
Oh,
That's
that one was
strange.
quite striking, that
seeing
image.
A huge garbage bag with crab on top or tires with anemones.
Right.
But yeah, I guess I don't know if I would call that strange though, but it's out of place, I guess.
Right.
Strange is a weird word to kind of lock down.
Yeah.
But like to me, all of this is strange because it's like
It's true.
it's just an experience.
Well, that's what I mean. Like a lot of people might find, seeing a few different cucumbers strange,
like
but like for us,
siphonophore could be strange.
I think it's a siphonophore.
Oh.
I know I've been saying that for all of them. But
I support your
it's
beliefs.
a good default.
Yeah,
most of the sort of long, thin with repeating segments, a lot of those are
Okay.
going to be siphonophores.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
There's also pyrosomes, but they look pretty different.
And then here, this is one I think any of you guys can answer. Do you dream about your dives or specimens you collect to see? I'm gonna let Liz answer that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I tend to dream about whatever I've been doing all day. So last night I had a lot of dreams about dissecting sea cucumbers because that's what I've been doing right before bed.
Right.
So wholesome.
I've had a lot of dreams about sea cucumbers in the last week or so. It's like every night.
You're creating your relationship with the sea cucumbers. They're coming to you in your dreams.
Yep.
Starting to get
Cool. And then we just had another shout out from Jason from Minnesota. Cheers to all the ocean exploration enthusiasts currently watching. Mahalo.
Getting close.
So Liz, you don't remember any words of wisdom you heard from a sea cucumber in a dream? No?
They don't usually talk to me, but I'll let you know if they do.
Do they ever change colors? You know
My
how
dream?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Green one.
Do you dream in color?
Yeah.
Really?
Do you not?
I don't know. I never really thought. I just.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I had a dream that we found a big aggregation of these purple ones that are called psychropodes, and that was pretty exciting. So I vividly remember the purple.
I had a dream that I was in downtown New York or wherever, like wherever the big signs are and stuff. I've never been there before, okay. And then I had like a blue Volkswagen bug van thing that looked weird, and I didn't know how to drive it. That was last night's dream.
I haven't really
was
been
wondering
having
why
that
I
many
was in New
dreams
York.
other than the
Really?
bath mat dream that I said, where I was like, because I actually did see a bathroom mat on the seafloor before, but I jumped that I saw another one. Yeah.
You're like, it was both.
It was a very uneventful dream.
I might have a dream about the slipper today. Michigan, thank you, Jason. Oh, when in doubt, siphonophore.
That's sort of how it goes in the midwater.
Oh, if we do, oh, okay. So, Taylor Ann or anybody who'd like to answer, if we do come across trash, do we have a procedure for collecting it?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We do not, but it is something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and but sometimes it's not always the easiest thing to do. The ROV is not, the best machinery to pick up these items. We only have limited space on the ROV, and yeah, it's really challenging. I think we would have to have an expedition just to find trash alone.
I was going to say.
Yeah, but it's very sparse in between, and
That's good to know.
sometimes things are, really large that the ROV really couldn't bring up, or animals have started to, rest on it, create a home, even though it's something that's not natural and ideally they wouldn't. But yeah, you don't want to take away that substrate that they've found a home on.
Yeah, even if it's artificial, it's still something that they.
Yeah, but I've been thinking about that a lot. But yeah, it could be dangerous too if there's like fishing line and things like that. The ROVs can get tangled in them, and then that's a really big mess. And the pilots, sometimes pilots get afraid of siphonophores because they think they're line. So yeah, so that's how annoying fishing line can be when it finds its way down.
I'll stop.
I was wondering, and then that just made me think if like there could be an ROV that was specifically designed for deep sea
that would be cool.
Marine debris collection or something.
Yeah, it'd be a really probably very expensive cleanup job.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's one of those things where it might be just better to stop it at the source, stop before before it gets in the ocean.
Good point.
Stop it at the surface.
Right.
There are a lot of ocean cleanup teams that are doing that, so I think that's really important work as well. Yeah, that's great.
Thank you for pointing that out. I agree. Stop it before it even gets down there.
Yeah, or before it even gets into the ocean.
Right. And I think it starts with the humans. Okay, so I have a question here. When testing specimens, does the chemical makeup get analyzed to help in the medical field?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, so I'm gonna have
I'm sure they've probably had some cruises that have done that.
Yeah,
I
think
feel
they
like I
had,
have like last year or a year two
they
ago.
had someone who was looking at, I think it was the corals for
Yeah.
biomedical applications.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was supposed to be
interesting.
on that cruise, I think,
Oh.
and I went on a different one. But yeah, I
forgot the
remember
whole
reading
thing.
the description about that. So
Yeah.
yeah, they
Now I
definitely do. Not every cruise, but
Wow.
they have specific cruises for things like that, yeah.
That's it. I wonder what they were looking at in the coral specifically for that particular study.
I don't remember, but yeah, there's a lot of research, I think, in the deep sea that, you know, tries to get looked at
Sponges
for
too.
medicinal
Yeah,
purposes.
there is
Right.
sea sponges as well for
Sea
pharmaceutical.
sponges too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow. I'm still waiting for the jellyfish.
What?
Just slap a jellyfish on your face.
Oh.
Oh.
For, you know, Botox.
Cassiopeia, is that what you were talking about?
Yeah. Sorry, upside down jellyfish. So for this particular dive, we will not be diving on any shipwrecks for this expedition. I'm not sure if any future ones will be hosting those, but we have in the past. There are some nice footage on our live streams, I believe on our website, as well as if you follow us on our social media platforms. There was a really killer shipwreck that we just shared earlier in a ship to shore that was amazing. There was a large ship and a plane also included in that. But yeah. And it was incredible how large the sponges were. I was surprised.
Yeah, the sponges were growing very, very largely on top of those structures.
And it was almost like they looked like the ship itself. Like Emma and I were looking at it thinking, is that part of the ship? Or did they go around the structure of the ship?
They
But
really
then
made it their home.
they really did, yeah.
What's cool about using shipwrecks and looking at the animals on it is it gives you a really good way to date the animals. You know that they can't be older than the time that ship went down. So that can be really helpful.
That's a good point, right?
A lot of these animals, it's really hard to know how fast they grow. Or how
So
old
that's
they
a
are.
helpful marker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever, I know that there are mushroom corals in the oceans. So have we ever found mushrooms in the ocean?
So there are marine fungi.
Really?
They don't really create mushrooms.
Okay.
But they're, fungi like what we have on land.
Okay.
They're not super well understood, but they probably do play a role
Interesting.
in breaking down detritus in the ocean.
You know what is interesting that just came to mind? So so we paddle Gila Bay, and I was coming out of the, we were unloading our canoes, and I came up on the sand, and there were these little, I was super surprised to see they were mushrooms. And they were really transparent, and what the weirdest thing was is they took the former image of an opihi, a false opihi. They kind of looked like a false opihi.
Weird.
So opihi are limpets that are attached to the rocks, and we love to eat them in Hawaii, but I was surprised to see that. And it wasn't very far from the shoreline. It just came up to like, so Hilo, we have sand and we have grass, you know, so it kind of like merges. And it was right there where those things overlapped. And it was the first time I ever saw that. And I was thinking, what the heck is going on? So, and then I went back and I didn't see, okay. I've never seen him again. Okay. Thank you, Liz.
Yeah.
Because that brought my brain back to those mushrooms. Thank you for all your questions. Keep them coming. So we're just about there. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, we can see bottom now.
20 meters to seafloor.
Oh,
17.
okay. Yeah, we're getting close.
You can see it
Oh,
actually.
I see a little bit, yeah.
There it is.
Wow, very, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is the most sediment we've seen on any dive so far.
Right.
Okay, we can zoom in.
Okay, black balance first. Herc on black. And we're back. And white balance. Looks good. Okay, black balance, white balance are good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Josh, whenever you're ready, let's proceed to waypoint 2. I don't see any good rocks that I want here at present with the sediment, so let's head towards waypoint 2 whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready, Michael?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Bridge nav. Can we make a course of 255 at 0.2 knots? Thank you.
So, Liv, what do you see in the sediments here? Anything?
I mean, I see the paths. Something's been moving around.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much in the way of ripples here either.
Yeah. I thought it might be a finer sediment, but it looks like it's a similar sand.
I mean, yeah, there are rocks here, but they're not the ones I really want to try to sample.
Wow.
And we're definitely not getting those big detritus chunks.
I mean, the model did predict lighter current flow through here, too.
Right.
Mr. Bubba, real quick.
Yeah, it's all yours.
Yeah, and Josh, I was wondering, I see the manipulator that everyone is using is the one on the right-hand side. Is there a preference for people who are right-handed or left-handed to use these things, or is it adjustable, or?
It is adjustable. This particular controller is actually meant to have a second arm on the same controller, so you could actually run 2 manipulators simultaneously. I think it's probably put on the right-hand side because the majority of people are right-handed, I guess. But yeah, I could see if you're left-handed, it would be a little difficult to have the controller on that side, but I think it's sort of one of those things you just kind of get used to it as well. Yeah, I'm not sure. We haven't had too many right-hand, left-hand sort of preference discussions.
There's a second manipulator arm on the left, correct?
There is, yeah.
Do you use that ever?
Yeah, we do use it. It's not really a good sampling arm. It's not quite as dexterous. It's just a call it rate valve arm. It's just like the joints are with cylinders and they're on and off. so it's a little more abrupt. It's very strong, so it's good if you're taking down something with you that you want to hold on to, or you want to bring something back with you. They can't quite secure to the ROV for bringing it back on the ship for recovery. It's really good for holding onto it. It has other kind of pretty good uses too for if you're on really steep cliff faces, you can kind of put the arm out and push against the arm against the wall, and that can kind of perch the ROV a little more stably. You can kind of add another point of contact for trying to hold yourself stable. But yeah, it's not one that we would use for sampling.
Looks like a turtle.
Just a bit of information in regards to the water depth info. There is a link on our website on the front page, just that at the bottom of that area, and it looks like it just popped in. I see our ship heading and wind speed and wind angle. You can scroll down in that area, and there's an area that says more data. If you click on that, you'll open up to the real-time data in Grafana that we're looking at as well. And that will share with you the depth that we're currently at, the temperature, the oxygen saturation, O2 concentrations, and salinity, as well as some other information that you can kind of scroll through. So yeah, that should provide you with some good information to have a look at.
Yeah, these rocks still look like they're basalt pieces covered with
oh wow, look at
manganese
that
coating.
Is that you? Okay. Okay, so I've got a question coming in here to whomever would like to answer or address it. What do you think about the correlation between mycelia structures and the human lymphatic system?
I guess I'm not sure what they mean by that.
Okay.
Maybe just the general shape is similar?
Sure. So perhaps if you could maybe clarify your question so we can provide you with a better answer, that might be helpful.
There's a little bit of
Yeah, what is a mycelia structure?
That's the
mushrooms.
Yeah, so for fungi, ones that live in soils, they create these like underground network that are called mycelia.
That's what, you know, when you were talking about the siphonophores and their network of, that was what I was thinking was the mycelia. There's a correlation, but I wouldn't know how to answer that question, but thank you for asking.
So are we prioritizing looking for samples throughout here, or do we want to work to getting to the top?
Well, let's
I
just
have speed of 0.2.
Yeah, let's just move along until we start to see something a little more.
Yeah, the ship's on its way.
Yeah.
And, we're just waiting for Atalanta to get tugged on, and we'll be on our way.
That's what I was.
So the 0.2 speed
expecting.
is good?
Yeah, I think 0.2 is probably good to start, and then we can always speed up if we want.
Sounds good.
What was it, 255 is what you called it? Yeah. Up the slope.
Thank you for asking. I'm going to pass this to our scientists. What are you looking for on this dive?
So we're looking for both biology and geology. I can address the biology a little bit.
Thank you, Liz.
This is, in general, it's like a sort of a general survey. We're just trying to find out what is here. We're looking at different sites across this area of the Johnson Atoll EEZ, and we're trying to kind of look at different patterns of potentially high biodiversity areas, and also if the communities are different across these various seamounts. We'll be collecting anything that's sort of potentially new or unusual, as well as some of the more common species to try to just characterize what's here. And then in addition, we're going to be collecting, we have been collecting some sea cucumbers and sea urchins for kind of gut microbiome work, looking at how these animals in these food poor environments are able to survive.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate that. Rob, do you want to speak a little bit about the geology?
Yeah, what we're looking for here is mainly basalt, which are the erupted portions that created this seamount. And what we want to try to do is find rocks that have as little alteration as possible, so they haven't been rusted, so to speak, or altered, because we want to look at the mineralogy that provides an indication of the geochemistry. And we also want to get some fresh minerals that, especially things like plagioclase and pyroxene, so we can date these rocks. So we can find how old these rocks are, so we can kind of get an idea of the age, the geologic history, the tectonic history of this region.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we anticipate seeing some limestones or reefs at the top because of its flat top.
Right.
But we probably won't be, we prefer not to sample those. They don't really provide the information we want to get out of this cruise.
So earlier today I heard you guys cutting rocks.
Yep.
Did you get to look at anything in there? Or was there anything fun to see, or what was something?
These were the rocks from the previous dive. In Kevin Conrad's student, Brandon and I. Brandon got the rock saw out, and it's diamond tip saw blades.
Wow, I know, that was amazing.
And it's surprising how quickly these things cut through. And
really?
So he was, you know, first of all, he'd cut through it to get a cross section of the rock to see maybe how fresh it was. And to see if the potential to make what we call a smaller slab. To do a thin section. As well as to identify ones that have minerals. And about, 3 of the 6 rocks that we had sampled actually looked like they're viable and could provide some good information. Which is a really good percentage, because a lot of these things, it's kind of like a guess when you grab these rocks.
Right, a hit or miss, right. You're kind of like, and then when you say fresh rock, is that a young rock or one that's just created, or it's not very old?
You just don't want it altered. But, most of these rocks are probably, 70, 80, 100 million years old. Or that's the last time they were erupted. And so if they're exposed to salt water for a long time, they get altered. And so we're kind of looking for ones that have kind of maybe fallen down recently or exposed recently, so they don't have the very thick manganese coating and alteration that happens with the seawater.
Take a look at this.
Yep.
The only thing around. I probably didn't need to circle it.
So I do have some questions coming in here. Is it ever boring waiting to dive down and back up? No, never. Not with the your muted crew. We ensure that there's a lot of we keep it lively and peppy, and so we're still smiling as we're going up and down.
Oh, that's interesting. It's got the brittle stars at the base.
Oh, hey, yeah. So, and I think this question would maybe go to Liz, but how do you analyze the push cores?
Well, we haven't really been able to take any successfully.
Yeah.
If we were to, I would be doing similar analyses as to what I'm looking at inside of the guts of the animals that are eating the sediment. So that's going to be, we are getting some detritus, it looks like. So that would be sequencing in order to look at who the bacteria are that are living in it, as well as stable isotopes, which is a sort of a biomarker, which tells you a lot of information about what's happened to the organic material in it.
Any idea on this, Liz? Could you tell?
What?
Could you tell what this was?
It looked like a sea pen to me, but
I'm not did you mean the detritus or the?
No, the sea pen.
Oh, the sea pen. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But I don't have a more specific ID.
Yeah, which sea pen.
And then we also have, thank you, Liz, for responding to that question. So aloha mai from Norway. Frederick loves watching our stream, and he wanted to know what those patterns are in the sand.
Yeah, so those are the tracks of some sort of animal. I'm not sure what animal, just from the tracks. It could be something like a sea cucumber or a sea urchin, or I don't know. There's a lot of different things it could be.
Right.
But that's something that's been moving around there.
Yeah. Well, and I know with the sea cucumbers, there's that really distinct pattern that we're seeing of just like kind of moving. There's like almost looks like
different species are gonna.
Oh, they do different things.
Move in different ways.
Okay. So these could be something like that too. Then it's sort of. Okay. And then we were talking about this before, where this area is more composed of this white snow, detritus that is falling down, as opposed to other types of material that could create this color or imagery. So there's an interesting question regarding the pigment or tone of these, of this area. Would that have to do with the type of material that's falling in this area?
Yeah, and also how much of it there is.
Okay.
So you can see there's sort of like a darker layer on the top, and it looks like lighter underneath. But I think that darker layer is going to be, sorry.
No.
Is the darker layer is going to be organic material.
Okay.
From surface waters, and below is more kind of pure sand.
Okay. And then that would become, so the pure sand would come from like erosive activities.
We got a little jelly in the middle of the screen.
Actually, the white stuff is probably the shells of forams.
Okay.
A biogenic ooze, which biogenic as well, but it just may not have as so
but
much.
The organic bits of it are long gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It's just the shells.
Aww, the squishy. Look at the squishy.
It's a cute jelly.
We asked for 0.3.
Oh, it is. Look at it.
Oh.
What is that? Is that the same one? Is it a nudibranch?
No.
Dang it.
What is that?
We get a zoom on that?
Sure.
Can we increase speed to 0.3 knots?
It's like a jelly and there's two. Is it a fish?
No.
No.
Maybe doesn't look alive.
Maybe it's like an, it looks like an arm of a
nematode or something.
Oh, I thought it was like an arm from a crab or something.
And maybe a nemertean? I think it's a worm, but I'm not, maybe it is alive.
Right, interesting. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, I think it's a nemertean.
Okay, come by, please.
Interesting.
Cool. There's
and
a fish.
Yeah, can we look at that fish?
Sure.
That's cool.
We'll zoom in, please.
Oh, wow.
Is this a lizardfish?
So that's what I was thinking, but
yeah,
it's really pretty.
I haven't seen that one before.
It's like an iridescent blue.
Yeah, that
or
color
something.
is
striking.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, we're already seeing cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
Some tiny pectoral fins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And its face looks
interesting nose bits.
Yeah, you can see the big nostrils.
Right.
A lot of fish down here use their sense of smell. It might be this guy. Bathytyphlops.
Come by, please.
I don't know. Thank you. I think it is an ipnopidae, though, the family.
Okay.
Is that the lizardfish one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lizardfish. It also includes tripod fish.
Are those tracks right there that we're seeing more made from the currents or an animal? You see those? They look like little mounds and streaks.
I was thinking animal, but I guess it could be current. Nope, there's that worm again.
For real?
Yeah, it's just hanging out.
Pretty steep slope, but it's just
Yeah, we start out pretty steep here.
Wow. And there's that.
Okay, Josh,
end of the rope there.
Yeah, if it's convenient, if we can grab a rock here, I think this is not too bad.
Okay, just right at the end of my tether at the moment. We'll see if I can get some up just a little
Okay,
bit
that's
further
fine.
up.
It looks like we can do some more real rock now. It's relatively in place.
Is going 255 down a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I was just saw the sonar. Saw some rocks. Trying to get over there. Come back down this way.
Wow, this is really interesting.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of sheet flows here with some portions falling off.
I really like looking at those sheet flows where they all have cracked off. It's really cool.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, you can see the mossy botryoidal structure for the manganese incrustation, the coating.
Oh, another fish.
Oh, where'd you spot that?
It's right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's a lot of fish. Considering there's not much
I wonder
else.
if it's the same one or
No,
same
it's a
species
different
that's
fish.
different.
Looks like a Cuskele-ish.
Zoom
Are they
in.
Cuskeel looking?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Or is
No,
it? No, it could be the
that's
same thing. Looks like it's the same
cutthroat.
one.
Is it the same? No, it's a
Oh, it's
lighter.
different
It's a
one.
lighter color.
Yeah.
Right, it
But it
doesn't
might be
have
another
that.
ipnopidae.
And,
Yeah, it looks like it might have those large nostrils on it, too.
You're thinking halosaur?
It just looks like it has those large nostrils.
those large
yeah, yeah.
nostrils again, yeah. They're very distinct in the front there. But that that tone, that
From my
color,
place.
Yeah, interesting.
huh,
Yeah, it has a different pectoral fin too, or I mean
Yeah.
the dorsal fin.
dorsal. Very cool.
Rough.
That was a pretty good swell.
Whoa.
The wind and current are still fine though.
That's on the back of the tether with the HD cam.
And another fish?
Yeah, down below
Oh,
there.
yeah.